This is Betty from Betty's Harvest Right Freeze Dryers group on Facebook. I have my brand new oilless pump from Harvest Right that sell the Harvest Right home freeze dryer. I have it hooked up to my older knob style unit. As you can see, the knobs right there on the right hand side. That's why we've nicknamed it the knob unit. I'm going to turn it on for the first time. I haven't tried it prior to starting this video. I just wanted to give everyone a chance to see my first time using it and seeing what it does. I have the door closed and the drain valve closed. Now the oldest pump here, it is a large, tall, heavy pump, and the hose is short. You can see how short it is going from the freeze dryer down to where it connects to the oilless pump. And it is a little awkward, I have to say. The hose is very stiff. You have to basically hold on to this portion of the hose with one hand and turn this section with the other hand so that this doesn't rotate at the same time. Because the hose, when it comes, is going to have a natural curve to it. And if you try to put it on where this curve is going downward, it's just too awkward to try to connect it up there to the side of the freeze dryer. Now, the reason I know that is because we tried it. And my husband helped me out because it's just very hard physically for me to do those things. Let me tell you a little bit about it. This connection here was one of those flared male fittings. And over here on the other side is where the on and off switch is here. The O represents off and the straight dash line is on. I'm going to turn it off for a second. See, you can see that. There, I'll turn it on because when I start the freeze dryer, you'll hear it kick on. Now on this side is sort of like an exhaust valve, I believe. This came with no directions, no booklet, no flyer, no instructions, no anything, but just common sense here is what I used. So I'm going to open that up. A few people have mentioned that a little bit of moisture can drip out of this. I do have it sitting on a stainless steel table, but I'm probably going to put a little receptacle there. One person did say that what dripped out tended to dry before the cycle was done. So that must not be too much water. You can see the fins here, which helps keep the motor cool. The plug goes in the side here. I'll show you this type of plug. Goes right in there. And then the other end of it plugs into the back of the freeze dryer. I'm going to have to get close a second so I can push that all the way back in. Sorry about that. And then, of course, the other end of the plug goes into the back of the freeze dryer right there. For any of you that don't have a freeze dryer yet, that's what that does. Okay, now this is the side that the coils for the freezer part of the freeze dryer are. And I was a little concerned because this pump probably is going to put out some heat. I know the older JB pumps, like the one down below, put out a lot of heat during the cycle. So I'm a little concerned about that. I might eventually take that freeze dryer, face it this direction at the end of the table, and then sit the pump behind the freeze dryer, just so it's a little more convenient. Having more space, I would really like to have back my table space here that I use sometimes when I make videos showing you the freeze-dried food. But on the older knob styles, all that is required is to flip the switch on. Now the touchpad units, their display is lit as well, and you would tap on the screen for start to begin a default cycle. The older knob style units begin with a freezing cycle. As you can see, the preset for these were 9-hour freeze and 7-hour dry. The newer touchpad units have the same time, 9 freeze and 7 dry, but you can manipulate it a little easier. Now with this older knob style, you use these two dials to modify your freeze and your dry cycles and to turn on your defrost. But all you new guys don't need to know all about that. So what I'm going to do is, in on position, I'm going to turn my freeze cycle down to 0 so that the pump kicks on and the dry cycle starts. Let's see what happens. I'll get it closer to the pump so you can hear it start up. like it's vibrating on the table. Air is blowing out of this exhaust. Maybe you can see that spinning in there. Hopefully all is well. Does sound different, that's for sure. But not bad at all. Much softer and quieter than the JB pumps like come with the freeze dryers, or used to come with the freeze dryers. Now Harvest Right is selling their own Harvest Right pump. I have one of those too. I've yet to hook up. We'll see how that works out. Now I'll know when the unit reaches a vacuum when these X's turn to 999 and then start decreasing. On your touchpad units, it always begins at 2500, and then once it reaches a vacuum, it starts decreasing below that. But as I understand it, it shouldn't take long for this new oilless pump to reach a vacuum, and a very good mTOR at that. So I'm going to let this keep running so that you can see right along with me how that goes. So I'm not standing very far in front of this unit, maybe 2.5 feet, and you can hear the pump. It's not bad. Not bad. While we're looking at this, if any of you are interested in purchasing a custom designer door pad for your Harvest Right freeze dryer, you can email me at harvestrightdoorpads@gmail.com. They come in different colors and also fabrics, and some of them are stripes, some are solid, but I can custom do them in any fabric. They're all water repellent. Okay, it's not a vacuum showing yet. Going to this at 7 minutes. I'm not sure if the touchpad would be moving along a little faster than this older knob style unit, but 8 minutes even is not bad for reaching a vacuum using the JB pumps. We'll check out this here. The air is not flowing, but minimal out of this exhaust. I don't feel any air escaping from around there. Check right here. I might need to tighten these, because if I can't reach an mTOR or something lower than those 3 X's, and in your case with a touchpad unit below 2500, I might need to tighten those up a little bit more, because that is still sitting at the X's. Oh, there we go, look at that. Just beginning to go. And we are at 8 minutes and 21 seconds. Now my unit going from 999 and down is like yours going from 2500 and down. Let's see how long it takes. It was like at 8:30, yeah, around 8 minutes 30 seconds when it first started. So see how long it takes to get down to below 500 and how low it will go. Sorry for the lengthy video. I don't typically make my videos this long, but I know everyone is interested in how this works out. And of course you can fast forward the video at any time if you don't want to listen to all of this. Not a problem. Okay, it's moving down, so it must not be a leak because it did reach vacuum. All is well so far. The door is vacuum closed, you can see there. Of course, if it hadn't been, the mTOR would not be reducing like this. But for those who don't realize and are brand new or maybe don't have their units, when your door gets a vacuum seal, you can see this darker wide line there. It's about 3/8 inch width all the way around the entire black door gasket. And yeah, so if you've never seen the older knob style unit, it looks basically like the newer units, just doesn't have that firmware inside that enables you to have the touchpad. so that you can manipulate your freeze, dry cycles, your shelf heaters, and your defrost. Not doing too bad, 8.5, so not quite 2 minutes, and it's still going down. Again, apologize for the lengthy video. Now, I like the stainless steel cart or table that you see here. This came from Sam's Club, if any of you were curious about that. And down below you're going to see my Harvest Right Impulse Sealer. And I just use a recycled vinegar jug for my drain hose to go into. For those that are new, there's a drain hose that goes from the side of your unit and you hang it over and it drips into a bucket or whichever receptacle that you choose to put that in. And then I have that sitting in a tray, and my supplies of latex gloves and my easel for my iPhone and my pump that I have down there. But it's on wheels, it's handy. It's a little higher up from the floor than is as user-friendly for us short people, but it works. When I pull the rack out, when I'm cleaning the inside of the drum, I have to sit the rack on top of the freeze dryer, and it's over my head when I do that. But that's okay. It works out for me. So I wonder how many of you have a oilless Harvest Right vacuum pump. Let me know in the comments below. I'd be interested to find out how yours is working out for you. That's just kind of a nice comment. Not bad. We'll go over here and ask my husband what he thinks. He's got his headset on, so we'll see if I can reach over here and he can hear me. Can you hear the pump? Can you hear the pump running?
Not real good.
Not real good? Well, that's great, because he's over here watching TV and he uses a headset because the pumps are so loud. So it's not bad for you while watching TV and hearing this? Not bad at all. If he says it's not bad, that's really good for us. Really good for us. You've got people in the home that are noise sensitive. That's a very good benefit. The pump may be that $1,600 retail if you buy it outright, or an upgrade minus $300 to upgrade when you purchase a brand new freeze dryer. It's a lot to be said for peace of mind and quiet and a happy household. You could probably get away with having this in your living area or kitchen, what have you, if you've got the space. Now, about this vacuum hose here, that does not really allow you to put it below the table or maybe even too far behind the freeze dryer. I was thinking about turning my freeze dryer facing the end of this table and sitting the pump behind it. I'm not 100% sure how that's going to work out. It's been about 5 minutes and it's not quite below 500 mTOR. So, I'm going to have to test it, see if I can get the hoses a little bit tighter. That might be the reason, or maybe that's just the way it's going to be. It doesn't really matter to me if it takes 5 minutes or 15 minutes to get down below 500, as long as it goes below 500 mTOR so that the rack heaters will come on. And I say rack heaters, I'm talking about the ones that help sublimate food when they go off and on during the sublimation process of your food. So when we first started looking at this, it was 8 minutes and 30 seconds. Almost 6 minutes. It's down to 600, which is basically about what it was before. Yes, I was hoping that it would be faster, but like I said, 5 minutes, 15 minutes is not much in the whole scheme of things. What I love is the quietness of that motor. That is amazing. I am very, very pleased with that. And I know those of you who are already using one are very pleased as well. While we're shooting this little video, might as well show you, I do put a restaurant tray underneath my freeze dryer to catch drips, to keep it there at all times. You could use a cookie sheet that has sides or a baking dish And I even pull it out further and use it to sit one of these dishpans like that here to catch the ice, because I manually defrost my unit 95% of the time. Occasionally, if I don't have another trays full of food to freeze dry, I will open the door and let it melt, defrost on its own, and then take the ice out and dry it. Very, very good. It's down to 540. Here's a good thing. 7 minutes. It's down to 540. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments. I shared my first time using this oilless pump with you. It's an exciting day. I would have done this a lot sooner when I first received the pump, but I had company for over a week, and I couldn't do that because they sleep out here. I have converter beds, and it's sort of like a dorm room for my family when they come to visit. So I wanted to run this video as long as it took to get down to below 500, and I'm sure it's going to go even below, maybe down into 300s or 200s for the whole time. And what I'll do is I'll just run this, but stop it for you and come back and add on and let you know how long it took to get all the way down. Thank you for watching. If you're interested in learning more about freeze drying at home, come check out my Facebook group called Betty's Harvest Right Freeze Dryers Group. The link will be in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.